Gentlemen.
Lady.
Okay, sure. That's my joke. Why are you stealing it from the fucking get-go? So, it's been 6 months since the death of King Cerys. And in these 6 months, the world of Morbus has changed. The six of you have seen how, due to the king's death and the betrayal of Prince Jason, that the war between the humans and elves had begun. First, there were just rumors going throughout the city, which led to several of the elves that inhabited Morbus betraying the country and starting to organize riots and actually after some time even resulting in the death of many humans and other races that lived there. Because of this, an assault from Arboreum has begun on the island of Morbus, but Morbus is currently still protected by a giant magical barrier, which means that currently the situation is in kind of a standstill. Morbus has to deal with whatever is happening inside his borders, and the forces of Arboreum can't seem to get into the lands to finish off whatever's left. In these 6 months, the four of you have been fighting, have had to deal with these rebellions, have had to deal with things outside of the lands of Morbus, for example, trade ships trying to send wares to allies of Morbus have been attacked by the elves as well. You're even pretty sure that pirates from the island of Dominia have been hired by the elves to help out with these attacks. And you've had to deal with all of this. And bit by bit, you're starting to notice how this war is not turning in your favor. Up until about 3 days ago, where the four of you were pretty much called out of your beds, and you got an order to go to the Royal Harbor, where you would take a ship, and you would get a mission that might possibly be able to flip the situation around. You've been on the seas for, as I said, about 3 days now, so the actual mission start would have been a little longer ago, a couple of days extra. But you are currently on a ship, also known as the Crown's Horn, which is the royal ship of now King Ferris, which seems to be traveling in the direction of the island of your enemies. However, at this current point in time, you have no idea what's going on. Ferris is on the ship, but he has been mostly staying in his cabin, seemingly preparing for something. So, on this 3-day journey, I'm going to let the four of you kind of describe or re-describe your characters and kind of describe how maybe things about your characters have changed in the last 6 months, and really, how you currently feel about the current situation. And seeing as I have a list at the top left of my screen, let's just go in order. So I'll start with Izon.
Yay, I'm first again. I'm an average human with brown hair, still accompanied with my trusty partner, steel partner Rex. Nothing big has changed since last time, except like a few new magical gadgets that I've been tinkering on during my free time while serving the new king. Of course, I want this war to end, and I want some justice for our old king who died sadly in front of my eyes. So that's why I'm now on this ship. So still serving our new king Faris.
All right, Aqua.
I'm a humanoid blue
person with green hair and the deepest blue eyes. And I'm totally not fine with the death of the king. I miss him so much, and I'm that's it.
All right. Fang?
So nothing much has changed for Fang since he was always more socially distant from the others. He's still doing his job and stuff, but he's just following the orders of the king. He's still a wild hunt shifter, which makes him kind of resemble very slender, almost snake-like, but he's looking definitely humanoid. And he's still connected to nature and stuff since he is a druid.
All right. And then Rednak?
Rednak is still a straightforward human, long black hair, rather buff type. He's taken it as his personal failure that the old king died because he could not protect him at the final battle, and because he did not see that the other prince was deceiving everyone. So he's taken it very hard upon himself that the old king died, and now he's sworn for revenge, and he'll take everyone he'll take everyone's life if they stand in the way between him and revenge.
All right. So, as I said, the four of you have now been on this ship for almost 3 days, which means, from especially the two druids would know this, which means you're already pretty close to the island of Arboreum at this current point in time. And it's at this point that as you guys are kind of lingering on the deck of the ship, you all of a sudden see 3 figures coming up. One of them you instantly recognize as King Ferris. He's pretty much still the same, still the young prince that he used to be, only he's now a king. He's not wearing any crown or something of that sort. He doesn't really want it to be known that the king is currently traveling. However, he does look, even though it has only been 6 months, it almost looks like he's, aged 20 years. He now has a little bit of a beard going, and you can kind of see the pain in his eyes from the current situation. The other 2 figures are a little less known to you. One of them is unknown to you, but he's introduced himself when he came onto the ship. And he has only really called himself the Underground Chieftain. Now, you guys know what the Underground is. The Underground is the kind of thief and assassin organization that currently resides within Morbus. And they have currently made a pact with the king and the Golden Guards to try to help end this war. They say it's for their country, but you're pretty sure it's just because some of their shipments and illegal activities have been, how should I say, interrupted due to this situation. The third figure you do not know, however, you do recognize that it is an wood elven figure, mouth gagged, hands chained behind his back, and where the first 2 figures kind of walked onto the planks of the boat, this one was kind of like dragged along and just thrown in front of the king, just laying there, seemingly pretty angry with this current situation, but not really capable of doing much about it. And the king kind of just calls you in front of him, just saying like, "All right, people, it's about time we discuss why you're here." And I'm guessing the 4 of you kind of...
We come closer, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, you see the king, looking at the four of you. Alright. It seems only fitting that because the four of you were there when my father was killed, that you would be here when we try to at least set the first step towards avenging his death. As you know, the war has taken quite a toll on all of us, but and he kind of looks to his side towards the underground chieftain. My companion over here has mentioned that he might have someone with information on what we can do about the war. And you see the underground chieftain kind of just look back, look at the four of you. You sure it's these four? I could probably get some better men for you than these fuckers.
What do you say?
You fucking heard me, you blue ball. You see the king kind of look back at him. Yes, I'm quite sure that these four will more than be capable of doing this. It's your funeral, mate. Anyway, you might have already recognized where we're traveling. We're going towards the island of Arboreum, the island of our enemies, which seems like the dumbest idea I've had in years, but hey, what am I going to do about it? The reason we're here is because we have been trying to figure out how to attack the leading authority within Arboreum, specifically their council, consisting of 5 members from their island. However, any infiltration attempts up until this point have failed. But as I just said, up until this point. And you kind of see the chieftain take over. Yeah! A couple of days ago, I got a message from one of my members, let's say. Apparently, he found information on how to get into the council chambers, or at least some kind of important information that could finish this fucking war, and let us all get back to our business.
And what business might that be?
He just looks at you. Does it look like that's any of your concern, mate?
I was just
checking. Curious.
Money-making business. That's usually what it is. I am a businessman from your island. I require a little bit of respect.
Respect do you have to earn?
Yeah? Well, then I guess it's about time you four fucking gain my respect. Oh my god, I can't talk. And he looks at you. Now, sadly enough, after that message, we seem to have lost contact with them. And that's where this little fucker comes in, and he just kicks the wood elf on the ground in the stomach. The guy just like... Isn't that right, buddy? Ah, he looks so fun down there. Anyway, we have come to understand that my associate is currently captured in a prison on Arboreum soil. Somewhere deep in their little fucking jungle. So, your job's simple. Get him.
Sounds simple enough. More
What's the
specific
catch?
location of this prison?
Well, what do you think this futter's here for?
Oh. Well, let's maybe ungag him so he can spill the beats.
Oh, he's coming with you. That's kind of the point.
What?
Do we trust him, or?
Not even slightly.
Okay. So why
this-
would we take him then?
Figured it would be safer if he shows you than if he, tells you about it and leads you into a trap. I don't know, if you don't want to take him and you want to ask him, that's fine with me too, honestly. I can kill him right here if you get the information and you're happy with it.
Let's ungag him and ask him for his cooperation and information.
Sure. And he just like puts his foot underneath the body of the wood elf and just like kicks it up a little bit, like in front of your, in your direction. So he like turns a couple of times and falls like in front of your feet. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you, I guess.
In the meantime, you just see the.
Gag him.
I head for the guy, put him on his, just put him straight up, and ungag him.
All right. The moment you do that, the immediate reaction is he just spits in your face.
Oh shit.
I slap him on his face.
All right. You kind of like hear the tsh, and he just falls back onto the ground.
Does he look wounded?
He actually looks surprisingly okay, apart from the fact that he's, you kind of see that his hands are like a little sore from being in cuffs all the time. But other than that, it's not like he's been tortured, apart from the giant hand mark that is currently across his face.
We're on a
That's not
boat.
torture.
I know.
Okay.
So, little elf,
You
you gonna
some-
tell us where the prison is, the easy way or the difficult way?
I will kill you.
Okay,
Yes.
go for it. I will die for my island.
Dying is too easy, I think.
And do you want a slow death or a long death?
Those aren't really options, are they?
Well, the problem here, Mr. Elf, is your life isn't worth the life we lost because of you. So, no, we're not going to kill you, but you're going to tell us to the prison either if you want it or you don't want it. Because I have a hammer, I will smack you and heal you until you, say it. I can do this for years and years and years.
But do you have years?
I have time, I have nowhere to be currently.
And you kind of see like the underground chieftain just like, I also have a couple of tools if you want to use them, by the way.
Maybe we take.
We have enough.
I
We have
have
enough
I
time
have
to make it
some
feel
tools
like
as
he.
well.
In the meantime, Izon, make an intimidation check.
Oh no. Not a charisma based
Let
skill.
me guide you.
No, not again.
Intimidation, okay. Hip. I will do it for another one.
How is that the first roll?
I'm just setting the bar high.
I know. Just looks at you, doesn't even say anything.
Maybe
Okay.
I think he can sleep in the water, and I can stay on the water so long if I can. If I want.
I was actually gonna say we put a rope around his feet and we just drop him into the water, and after maybe 30 seconds we pull him back out to see if he wants to talk already.
And if that's not enough, we can still keel haul him.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That's a better option.
so
I don't know. At this point, I was just going to hack him with my hammer. So
So
Go ahead.
and let's say that we also say that loud enough so he can hear what our plans are.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
the meaning of all.
Does anyone want to make a secondary intimidation check? Let me put it like that.
let me guide you. You can do it, Aqua.
I'll even give you advantage because you're literally just all like standing there.
What can possibly go wrong?
Nothing. Intimidation, right?
Yeah, and a D4 and advantage.
Shit.
Please.
Advantage and a D4.
Yeah. Because you're technically all aiding him. Oh, intimidation -1. That's
good. Okay. That's an D4.
D4. 15.
It's a 5.
15. All right.
Please.
I mean, to be fair, he's you know, he talks a big game, but he's afraid that you're gonna actually throw him overboard, or especially the word keelhaul wasn't really something that he wanted to hear. So he's like, fine. It's, and he just like, if you go to the islands, it's not entirely in the center. It's about like, I don't know, like a mile more to the east. There's an open space, and the prison's there. It's guarded. It's usually it's over there. I mean, as far as I know, yeah.
What specific information do you know? Do they like change every 8 hours? Is there anyone we can ask about? Which level is he kept normally?
They don't have to change that much because elves don't have to sleep as much as normal beings, but they do tend to change the guard, like, you know, every 12 hours. But they tend to wait for the new patrol to be there, and then the old one leaves and stuff. They're very careful about their prisoners at this current point in time.
Okay. Who else is stuck in there that we maybe can free and let us help?
I don't know. I barely know that there's anyone in there that you guys would want.
Who is in there that you know of?
Well, apparently your guy. They can't really keep a lot of people in there. It's a specialized facility. It seems to be more of a torture location than their prison. Like the small prison that they have for their own people is like something in the city part of the islands. This is more of a torture location. They use the trees to torture their prisoners. Something like that. I don't know what that is. But sure, let's go with that.
Do you say she used the trees to torture?
They're in a freaking jungle. What did you expect?
Oh my god, you're barbarians.
No, actually, I'm a rogue.
How many guards are there?
Oh god, kill him with fire now.
I don't know. It's a changing number. It depends on the threat level. Probably.
Well, let's just start with the most important part of the plan. Where would be the best location according to your information on where we should dock this ship without being noticed?
I mean, you should probably try to go to one of the cliff sides of the island and then climb up from there.
Just remember, we're gonna take you with us, and we're not gonna unshackle you.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
And we're going to re-gag you.
I mean, unless you actually want to run into guards, then the cliffside is probably safer.
I want to check if he's saying the truth.
Make an insight check.
Hey, I'll guide myself.
Seems hard to read, mate.
Great. Okay. So the cliffside, and how far away are we then from the prison?
A couple of hours. You automatically will have to travel a couple of hours through the jungle itself.
Okay.
There's no like direct path, otherwise it would be too easy to access.
Well, I hope you're a good climber then.
Depends, and he kind of like raises his hands with like the cuffs like towards you, like, can you if you open them?
It's more like you problem and not an us problem.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Hey, I can't give you any info if I'm dead.
Yeah.
Well, we'll manage. I guess you gave us already a good part to get on our way, so...
So How many guards are there, accordingly to the threat level between?
As I said, I'm not, I don't know.
Best guess.
I mean, I would guess for that little amount of prisoners, probably somewhere between like 5 and 10, maybe more during the daytime.
And where the guards sleep at the facility as well? That are not.
No, not necessarily. They eat there, but they don't necessarily sleep there.
Okay, so we have between 5 and 10 guards to take out.
I would guess so. Yes.
Does he tells his name to us, or do we know his name?
You have no idea.
Maybe we can. Can I ask his name?
You can, yes.
It's gonna be useful. What is your name?
Galler.
Galler.
Yes, Gallir. Galler.
What do you normally do for a living?
Yeah.
I'm a normal foot soldier.
Okay.
Do
I just
you have a wife and children?
no.
Is he lying?
Make an insight check.
Inside, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, definitely has a family.
Yes.
So, okay, you have one more chance before I throw you overboard.
Mm,
Is this the first lie you told to us, that you don't have a family?
yes.
Are you telling the truth right now? Because I will find out if you're lying.
I mean, as far as I know, I'm telling the truth. I don't know if they changed anything.
Okay. So, where does your family live?
That's none of your business.
How old is your daughter or son?
That's again none of your business.
Is it a
I
daughter
cast
or son?
commands and I
You horrible, horrible being.
the thing I say is answer.
All right, let me just look at my stats for this guy, because why the fuck not? Does have advantage because he's an elf. What's the save?
14 only.
And it's with. Oh wait, no, it's not a charm effect. Never mind. Command's not a charm, so he doesn't have advantage. Where is my? God damn it! Ah, there it is. That is a 19.
Look.
So he just looks at you like, no, it's none of your concern.
Maybe we.
No, you can kill me before I will tell you where my family is, mate.
Do you like to swim, sir?
If I'm not in cuffs.
Guys, and I make a sign like, let's huddle up, let's leave him for a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we
So-
give him back to the?
I mean, you can leave him on the deck.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. He's chained. So-
Can escape.
on a boat in the middle of nowhere.
He
When
just
he's
told
chained.
us he liked to swim.
Okay, I take some rope and I bump him to the mast.
Easy enough.
Aren't we like going to like let's
So
or chieftain watch
After-
over him?
after everyone
Anyways,
after everyone's huddled up, because I mean, really, guys, let's face it, he's on our boat. He's not gonna do anything when he's just stuck to a mast.
We just.
Yes.
So I say like we can always tie him with some ropes so he's stuck to us when he's climbing, and that way we all have some kind of fail-safe should someone fall down while climbing those cliffs.
Yes. Okay. Sounds good.
And then we can unchain his hands.
Yes.
So he'll be able to climb with us. Just make sure that we're getting on the top of the cliffs before him, so he can't just run.
Away. Sounds fair.
Yeah.
Do you think we have any more questions to ask him?
I think
I don't really have any questions for now.
Me too.
Okay.
All right.
Neither do I.
Well, Ferris and the Underground Chieftain have been looking at this exchange, one with disgust and the other one with very much interest. You can determine for yourself which is which.
What do you mean the king is looking with disgust?
He's I wouldn't. No, it's not really disgust. It's more like he doesn't feel comfortable with the current situation. He's not used to this entire okay, we're gonna, He's not really used to this entire situation of okay, we're going to drag this information out of him. We're going to threaten him with killing him, and it's the first time he's probably had to do something like that in real life. Usually he has people for this.
We are the people.
Yeah, but he's not as close. He's not really as close to it usually.
Sounds
He's just showing some discomfort. It's more that way.
okay. So
Well, I guess
I'm just gonna ask him what can you give us from more information if we take you with us?
I don't know.
You can point us the way?
Yes.
That's fair. That's fine.
Do you have inside information?
I think he already gave us everything.
Yeah.
From the looks on his face, he's probably telling us almost everything he knows, except for the whereabouts of his family, which is
Fine.
a normal reaction.
How are new prisoners normally brought to the prison?
Well, as far as I know, there's either a convoy or they just, if it's one person, then it's just a bunch of guards bring him. So.
Okay. So if we were to say take one of our party prisoner, quote unquote, and disguise ourselves as Wood Elf, we could try to not ambush, but to surprise the guards that are there.
You could probably try, yes.
Okay.